Hello girls, how are you all? I hope you all are well at your home by the grace of Almighty. You just must have understood that I am your Shubhendu sir. I welcome you all in today's class. Today I am going to take your second paper class as we have almost finished your first paper syllabus previously, and now I am going to take interchange of the degrees of comparison. This is an item of transformation, you know. You also know that transformation has several sections, but today I am going to deal with this interchange of the degrees of comparison. If you just listen to the class and watch it very carefully, then I think that you will be much benefited. So you become ready with your notebooks and pen, and let's proceed. So dear students, from today's class, what we will come to know? Yes, we will come to know how to interchange the degrees of comparison. That is, you know that there are 3 degrees: positive degree, comparative degree, and superlative degree. And we will just know from today's lesson changing sentences between positive, comparative, and superlative. So this is a very interesting topic, and you have to just very much attentive to watch the class. Dear students, let us just first discuss the comparison of adjectives and adverbs. So you know that there are 3 kinds of degrees: positive degree, comparative degree, and superlative degree. So what is positive degree? This is the usual or ordinary state of an adjective or adverb, like good, fast, clever, etc. So these words, good, this is the usual state of the adjective. Fast, same kind. Clever, same kind. This is the normal state of the adjective. And what is comparative degree? It denotes comparison between 2 persons, things, places, or anything. And we add "er" or more to make the comparative form. Okay, so remember, "er" or more to make the comparative form. If the adjective or adverb has 1 or 2 syllables, we normally add "er" like faster, cleverer, etc. But if it has some more than 2 syllables, we add more like more beautiful, more vulnerable, etc. So dear girls, just remember one thing. I just want to remind you again, that is, if the word has 1 or 2 syllables, in that case normally you will add "er" to make it comparative. And if the word has more than 2 syllables, maybe 3 syllables or 4 syllables, we just call it polysyllabic words. In that case, you have to make more to make it comparative. You have to add more to make it comparative, like more beautiful, more vulnerable, etc. So another form is missing, that is superlative degree. And what is superlative degree? Yes, it is compared with more than 2 persons, things, places, etc. So remember that comparative degree, this is a comparison between 2 persons, 2 things, 2 places, etc. And superlative degree, this is a comparison with more than 2 persons or things or places or something like that. And normally if we just want to make some word, adjective or adverb, superlative, then what we do? We add est like fastest, cleverest, but if the word has more than 2 syllables, okay, we add most, like most beautiful, most vulnerable, etc. So just 2 options, either est or most, but we can't do it just according to our own choice. Of course, there are certain rules, and just one rule I again reminding you, that is, if the adjective or adverb has 1 or 2 syllables, in that case normally we add est with the adjective or adverb. And if the word has more than 2 syllables, in that case what do we do? Can you remember? Yes, we add most or est. Okay, so now we have learned that positive degree, comparative degree and superlative degree, we have come to know about them and their basic formation we have also come to know. And now most important thing, that is conversion of sentences. That is the main thing you have to do in your exam. And first section is superlative to positive degree. So you will get normally 3 types of sentences like this kind. Look at the sentences very carefully. First sentence is El Azizia is the hottest place on earth. Do you know where is El Azizia? Yes, it is in Libya. So this place, El Azizia, is the hottest place on earth. You look at the sentence, simply this place has been declared as the hottest place on earth. Okay, come to the second sentence. Number B, iron is the most useful of all metals. So here we just see one thing, of all metals, and in the first sentence it was missing. We didn't find any of all, but in the second sentence we have found of all metals, and it matters a lot. So just remember, of all, if you find of all in any sentence, then be careful to handle it. And then come to number C. Japan is one of the richest countries of the world. So here you will just get another dimension, one of the. It means that there are some richest countries of the world and Japan is one of them. Okay, so the dimension is one of the. You have to remember this, because these things actually matter a lot while you change them. So now the question is how to change them, how to transform them into positive sentences. Okay, so just remember very well, for first 2 sentences, A and B, okay, the rule is almost same to make them positive. Remember, to make them positive, for first 2 sentences, the rule is almost same. That means we just start with no other. But for the third type of sentence, where you will get one of the rule is different. You have to start with very few to make positive. Okay, so for first 2 sentences, no other, and for third type of sentence where you will get one of the, you have to start with very few. Now let us just see. First sentence, it was El Azizia is the hottest place on earth, and how we can make it positive. No other place on earth is as hot as El Azizia. Remember one thing, after no other you have to always use the singular form of the noun, and accordingly the verb will be singular. Okay, you have to find out the tense in the given sentence, and accordingly following the tense you have to use the singular verb. Okay, and second sentence almost same, if there is awful. So to make it positive there is no change. You have to start with no other, like no other metal is as useful as iron. But for the third type of sentence where there is one of the, here you have to start with very few. And another thing you have to remember, that after very few the noun comes in the plural form. It is very important. Again I am telling you, after very few the noun comes in the plural form. Okay, and accordingly the verb will be also a plural verb. Remember these things. So very few countries of the world are, because our subject is countries, not world. Our subject is countries. Very few countries of the world. Our head word of the subject is countries, and that's why we have chosen a plural verb following the tense of the given sentence. So very few countries of the world are as rich as Japan. You have to start with as, and then the positive form of the adjective rich, and then again you have to just put as, and then the first subject Japan. Very few countries of the world are as rich as Japan. So we have just learned how to transform sentences from superlative to positive. We will just change sentences from superlative to comparative. Almost similar kind of examples that we have previously seen. Okay, you must have remembered examples. And now let us see here. Just examples are a little bit different, but kind is almost same. First sentence. Greenland is the largest island in the world. You see, the largest island. Directly it has been declared that Greenland is the largest island in the world. Dear students, just I can tell you one thing, that Australia is also considered the largest island, but many people think that Australia is the continent, so it should not be considered in the list of the largest island. So now Greenland has been considered the largest island, and Australia, it's a continent, but of course it is also an island, and the largest island actually. But in the dignity of largest island, Greenland is attributed so. Well, so let's come back to the sentence. Greenland is the largest island in the world. Number B, the rose is the finest of all flowers. So remember here, of all, it will matter a lot. Just if you find of all in a sentence, then you must note it carefully. Third sentence, Akbar was one of the greatest kings. So here again we have got one of the, and this is a thing that matters a lot. Okay, so now we will find how to just change these sentences from superlative to comparative. For first kind of sentence, this is very easy. Greenland is larger. We have used the comparative form of the adjective by adding er with the basic word large. Okay, so Greenland is larger than any other island in the world. Remember, we have used any other. And another thing you have to remember, that after any other, we always use the singular form of the noun, and we have used island. So Greenland is larger than any other island in the world. And for the second type of sentence, where we have found of all, the rose is the finest of all flowers. In order to make it comparative, we have used like this: the rose is finer. We have used the comparative form of finer than. Remember, it is not then, it is than, T-H-A-N. So the rose is finer than all other flowers. And why we have used all other here? Because in the given sentence there was of all. So in order to make it comparative, we have used than all other. Another thing you have to remember, after all other, you have to use the plural form of the noun. I repeat, after all other, you have to use the plural form of the noun. So the rose is finer than all other flowers. Number C, Akbar was one of the greatest kings. Yes, we have got here one of the, and in this sentence we have to use Akbar was greater, the comparative form of great. Akbar was greater than most other kings. Whenever you will get one of the, then you have to use most other to make it comparative. And remember another thing, after most other, we use the plural form of the noun. So after all other and most other, we use the plural form of the noun, and after any other, we use the singular form of the noun. So these things are very important for you to remember. Now come to comparative to positive. How to transform sentences from comparative to positive. First sentence we can find here, prevention is better than cure. Second sentence, Chattogram is not bigger than Dhaka. So dear students, in the first sentence we see that this is an affirmative sentence, and after then we don't find any other, all other, most other. We find another noun as the first subject, prevention, and similar type of another thing, cure, prevention. Two nouns we have got. Okay, the comparison between two nouns. Prevention is better than cure. There may be two nouns or pronouns, okay, but not any other, most other, or all other. Come to the second sentence. Chattogram is not bigger than Dhaka. Here also we have got two nouns, okay, in the beginning and in the end, but the sentence is negative. So first sentence is affirmative and second sentence is negative. And how to make them positive? Okay, I am telling you the rule. Always remember that this type of sentence we have to start with the end word. I repeat, we have to start with the end word. So in sentence number A, the end word is cure. So let us start with the end word, cure. And following the tense of the given sentence, we have to use the verb, and cure is a singular word, and after cure we will definitely use is. Cure is. Then another thing, if the given sentence is affirmative, we have to make it negative. I repeat, if the given sentence is affirmative, we have to make it negative, as I have done. Cure is not. Then put as. Then the positive form of the adjective better, this is good, again as, and then the first subject, prevention. So the full sentence is like this: cure is not as good as prevention. Come to the second sentence. Chattogram is not bigger than Dhaka. It is a negative sentence. So if the given sentence is negative, we have to make it affirmative. And if the given sentence is affirmative, we have to make it negative. Remember these things. So here for the second sentence, we will start with Dhaka. Dhaka, following the tense of the sentence, Dhaka is. We have just excluded the negative form. We will make it affirmative now. Dhaka is as big as Chattogram. So very easy to do, right? Now positive to comparative. Okay, just the reverse form, positive to comparative. How to change them? The first sentence given here is, it is as much as honesty. Second sentence, I am not as free as you. So dear students, you see, first sentence is an affirmative one and the second sentence is a negative one. Well, for the first sentence, again the rule is almost similar. We have to start with the end word. I repeat, we have to start with the end word, honesty. And then following the tense of the given sentence, we have to use the verb. Okay, honesty is a singular word, we will use is. Given sentence is affirmative, we will use not. So honesty is not, and now the comparative form of much. We know that much is the positive form, more is the comparative form, and superlative form is most. Much, more, most. So more is the comparative form. And honesty is not more, then we will use than. Again, I am reminding you that is not then, it is than, T-H-A-N. Honesty is not more than it. That means the first subject. Honesty is not more than it. Very easy. Just almost following the previous rule. Now come to the second sentence. I am not as free as you. Well, this is a negative sentence and we will start with the end word, you. Then following the tense of the subject, sentence, we will use are, you are. And it is a negative sentence, so we will make it affirmative. Okay, so we have excluded the not. You are. Now the comparative form of free. We know that the comparative form of free is freer. Okay, free, freer, freest. So the comparative form is freer. So you are freer than I. Okay, you are freer than I. So very easy, and I think that you have just learned how to just transform the sentences from comparative to positive, positive to comparative, and then again from superlative to positive, superlative to comparative, vice versa. So dear students, from today's class we have learned the basic structures of positive, comparative and superlative degrees. I can again remind you. The basic structure means good. This is the positive form. Okay? This is the ordinary state of the adjective. Comparative form, that means here is added with the main adjective, main word. In this case here, better. Good becomes better. This is the comparative form. And again, superlative degree. How we make superlative form? We add est or sometimes most. Here for good it will be best. Good, positive form, better, comparative form, and best, superlative form. Okay, so we have also learned how to interchange the degrees of comparison. How to interchange, that means from superlative to positive, superlative to comparative, then again comparative to positive, positive to comparative. Okay, so we have just learned the interchange of degrees of comparison, and the class will be in the website, and if you just think that you have forgotten certain rules, you can go back to the class, you can watch it again, you can watch the rules again, and you can practice a lot. Okay, for your practice I have said some works to do. So as I was telling you, I have just given here 10 sentences for you to change them according to the direction. You will follow the rules and accordingly you will change the sentences, and whenever your class will be open, then you can show me these sentences in the class. So you have got these 10 sentences, and if you want to do more practice, then you can find transformation item in any grammar book. Actually, transformation is a very common item and it is available in almost all the grammar books. Maybe you have your old grammar book of 9-10, that will do, and maybe your younger brother or younger sister has some grammar books at your home, and you can also find this item and you can find the exercises from there. Okay, and I hope that we will shortly return to you with some other sections and some other grammar items. Until then, you stay safe at your home. And thank you very much.